5.5 months talking to you all about content information that you need to know as a master gardener. And what I'm going to do today is to be kind of a transition between the content information and the resources that we have available through our office and through the County of San Diego, through the University of California, up to a national level, that are out there for all of you to do your role as a master gardener and to be successful in it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over and review some things that I think all of you have been exposed to at this point, but maybe when you were initially exposed to it, it was a little bit too soon in your master gardener training career. So what I want to do is bring it all to the forefront so you see that these are things that you will be able to take advantage of through our program. And I just kind of want to make this information available to everyone. And I'm going to have two documents or two tools that I'm hoping that you'll be able to use as you're in your career as a master gardener to over the next many years. One of them is a handout that we've given you right now, and this is basically it's a form of websites, and it's links to resources, not only online resources, but to organizations within San Diego and California that can assist you with your role as becoming a master gardener and performing as a master gardener. In addition to that, the PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to be giving today, which has been put on your training website, has a lot of information that I want you to use as a resource as you do things through your role as a master gardener. Okay? So, and we're going to go through a lot of information here. So I guess that's one other thing I wanted to say too, is if information I put up on the screen, web pages I put up on the screen, things that we talk about, spark a question. Typically we discourage you to ask those questions, but actually today I'd like you to ask them. If I bring something up, go ahead and talk about it. And we can, especially when we're talking about the websites, when we look at things that you all have access to through the Master Gardener program, through the VMS, please do ask me those questions so we can address them, okay? So what we're going to look at today, this is how I've kind of broken the presentation down, as I want to talk to you about the resources that are available through our office, University of California Cooperative Extension, and the Master Gardener Association program. I also want to talk about what we have available through the County of San Diego. We want to look at other local resources that we have here in San Diego County. We want to look at some of the statewide resources that we have through the University of California, as well as through the state of California and some statewide organizations. And then we're going to talk a little bit about national resources that are available to us. Okay? So that's kind of the overview of what I'd like us to do today. So as all of you are aware, in San Diego, we have one main office. It's currently located in the Kearny Mesa area, which is where we're at right now. And it houses all of the academics and the program staff within the University of California, and I'm going to talk about those in a little bit. It also houses the equipment and the facilities that we have available to us. But one thing I do want to add to this, and it's not actually on the PowerPoint presentation, is that we are in the process of actually opening up a North County office. Now, at one point we did have a North County office that was where the County of San Diego Ag Weights and Measures has their office headquartered in the San Marcos area, but we unfortunately for budget reasons had to close that down several years ago. But our county director, Jim Bethke, is very active in working with the San Diego County Farm Bureau and having our office have a presence in a new facility that they're going to be opening up in Escondido. We have hopes that that's going to happen within the next year or so. When that does happen, the Master Gardeners will play a real key role in the information outreach that happens within that office. And it's in that main drag in Valley Center. So that's kind of one of our future things to come. Okay? And I am going to talk about websites. Yeah. So for those of you who live in North County, that's a great thing. I am going to talk about some different websites that we have available for different parts of our program, and we'll get in a little bit more detail in that. So this is our Cooperative Extension website. Has anybody been to our Cooperative Extension website?
Yes.
A couple of you. Really need to change that. We really need to have each and every one of you go to our Cooperative Extension website, take a look at it, and see what types of information is available through Cooperative Extension in San Diego. Because if any organization has a presence in the county within our office, it's the Master Gardener program. We've got 300 plus volunteers that are out on almost a daily, if not weekly basis, interacting with the public. And there's many times that you are going to come in contact with individuals that are going to have questions with regards to things that may not be necessarily related to the Master Gardener program, but are things that our office can help them with. So if you've got knowledge of what we've got in our office, you'll be able to do that. One of the things that if you go to our main website is that you'll find out that we do have information on each one of the programs that each one of our advisors facilitates in our office. So let's go ahead. We also have on that website, we have a Master Gardener webpage for the University of California Master Gardener program. And this is actually where we house the educational programs that we've taped through our office. And if you look here, a lot of the resources that we have available through our office for the Master Gardener program will be listed in this, and you can see those useful resources and links that are included here. So if we look at the types of programs that we have here in our office and the advisors, many of these individuals are folks that you already had contact with. Jim Bethke, our county director, is also commercial floriculture advisor. Jennifer Pelham, who you've all been involved with, works with environmental horticulture and landscape in San Diego and Orange counties. Romero Lobo works with small farms and agricultural business in San Diego County. Cheryl Willen, who is a statewide advisor, works with integrated pest management not only in San Diego County, but many of the Southern California regions. All of those are individuals that, I think with the exception of Romero, that you all have worked with to this point. Another advisor that we have in our office is Patty Wooten Swanson, and Patty works with the Nutrition, Family, and Consumer Science program. And she has a staff of about 5 or 6 individuals, or 3 or 4 individuals at this point, that work with areas that I'll talk about in a little bit that are real relevant to the work that we do as Master Gardeners. We have a 4-H youth development program, and our advisor for that is Sue Manglell, and they work with children from the ages of 8 to 19. We also, as part of that program, have a very extensive network with the military in San Diego County and a 4-H military program that's been created. You all met Neve Quinn about a month ago. She's our vertebrate specialist housed here in Southern California. She works out of Orange County, but she serves San Diego County. When we were at our citrus event up at UC Riverside, Sonia Rios, our avocado, citrus, and subtropic fruit advisor, did our presentation. She's another resource available to us. The next 3 you haven't had a chance to interact with yet, and they actually they're not housed in San Diego County, but they are assigned responsibilities here in San Diego. The first one is Carmen Gisbert. Carmen is a viticulture specialist, grape specialist. We've had her come in and work with the Master Gardeners in our advanced ed classes. Oli Bocci is an agronomist, and because of the type of agriculture that we have in San Diego County, it's very unusual that Oli would come and do work with us, but we do have access to him for his field of study. And then Christopher McDonald works with natural resources, and one of his areas of concentration is invasive weeds. So that's another area that we would be able to work very closely with Chris as an academic within the university. Now, program staff that we have here in our office, some of which you've met, myself included as part of that, I kind of want to go over. The first is Jan Gonzalez, and she is one of our program individuals that works with our Gold Spotted Oak Board program. She was the individual that developed the Wildfire Zone program in San Diego and was instrumental in developing a collaboration on issues related to wildfire and wildfire preparedness. And for those of you who've seen the Wildfire Zone kiosk or those quick tip cards, that was information that was created as part of Jan's program. One thing, special note I want to say about that is that unfortunately, because funding is no longer available, the Wildfire Zone program technically does not exist anymore. However, we still do have those resources available to us in our office. So it's something that I strongly encourage folks to continue to utilize, even though we don't have an official program, is when you're going out into the community and that you include the things like the wildfire tip cards, preparedness tip cards, so that we can continue to get that information out to those folks in the community. Now, Jan is also working with Leah Korkiti, and they are working on a new project, a pollinator project, a bee project, with the development of the new bee ordinances in San Diego County. We've got Leah and Jan working with the Department of Ag Weights and Measures, specifically Tracy Ellis, in creating a series of workshops and information outreach that are related to pollinator projects and beekeeping in San Diego County. In addition to her responsibility with the bee project, Leah works with floriculture research, and there's several individuals, both Leah, Brian, and Mary Ann, that work closely with Jim Bethke to administer the programs that he works with. Many of them deal with floriculture. They also look at working with some of the invasive species that we have that are coming into the county. Probably the most notable would be the Asian citrus psyllid and Wong Long Bing. But those are groups of individuals that are working with those programs that we have access to for information. The next two individuals, both Debbie McAdams and Mishia Bankhead, are individuals that work with our 4-H youth program. Once again, I mentioned that those it's a program that works with youth in San Diego County. We look at children from the ages of 5 through 19 that work with our traditional 4-H program. That's the program that Debbie McAdams administers, and then we have a group of individuals that work specifically with the military, and that's where Misha Bankhead is working with that program. Then the next four individuals, Stella Weaver, Shirley Solando, Mary Masser, and Margarita Schwartz, are four youth educators that work in our office that work with Patty Wooten Swanson's Family and Consumer Science program. And basically they go out into the community and work with individuals with regards to nutrition issues. Typically they're looking at working with those individuals that come from lower income, but both Stella and Mary work with youth programs and specifically work with gardening in schools. So very often you'll see Stella doing presentations at our Gardening with Class conference, or coming in and working with our school garden committee for specific activities that would take place at the school garden. So that's kind of the program staff that we have that are available to work with us as master gardeners. Then looking at the administrative folks, and these are the people that help us with the nuts and bolts of getting done what we need to do as master gardeners. We have Lori Renstrom, who is our office manager. We have Sue Lake, who's an accounting person who helps out, works very closely with Karen Frank, or the treasurer, which will be Rob Oswald for the coming couple years. Also looks at the interaction that we have with the university and the Master Gardeners Endowment, and making sure that we're in line with that. We have at our front desk, all of you have met Roland Hills and Aaron Thompson. Actually, Aaron's name has changed. It's Aaron Spaniel now. But both Roland and Aaron are indispensable in our office in helping us with the day-to-day activities that take place. They're the folks that you're probably going to serve as your first contact when you come to get something from our office. Hogan Tong is our coordinator of volunteer services. He actually works for the office in as supporting all the volunteer activities that take place within Cooperative Extension. The Master Gardener program, those folks that work with our commercial industry, as well as the 4-H youth development. Because when you look at our program as a whole, we actually have several thousand volunteers that work through our office in different capacities. And Hogan is key in helping coordinate those activities. The next person is Gary Tanasaki, and Gary is probably, he was hired as a staff research associate, but he really is just a key person for us getting anything technical done within our office. He's a wonderful resource, always willing to come out and help with the Master Gardener program, and just a great guy, and we couldn't do without him. And then there's Ben Diana. Ben is actually new to our office. He's only been here for probably about a month and a half. He's actually replacing our IT person, Ryan Crayson, but his role is really to look at the technological aspect of our office, the social media, website development, electronic media, to help support us in what we do. And quite often, Ryan and now Ben will work with us in the development of our websites, both our Master Gardener website, and working with Joe Bolt, and the Cooperative Extension's Master Gardener website. So he's once again a key person for us to work with and to support our Master Gardener program. Equipment and facilities that we have available to us in our office for you to do your work as a Master Gardener. We have many computers, many projectors, portable speakers, screens. We've got inflatable insects. One thing that a lot of folks don't realize, but a lot of the office type activities, the copying, the printing, the creating of posters, the laminating, we can have done in our office. That's one way in which our office does support the Master Gardener program. So we encourage you to take advantage of that and what we have as an office, as opposed to using your Master Gardener funds to go out and have it done off-site. We also have the IPM kiosk, which we brought to this class during the presentation that Mary Louise Flint did, but that's available for you all to take out to activities, to ask a Master Gardener booth, or if you have a specific site location, you're working with a school garden, you're working in a community garden, that you would like to have some type of a tool like that available. We have those available here in our office, and I believe we have 4 that are available for Master Gardeners to use and to check out and take with them. Basically, all you need is electricity, and you have a walking IPM tool. Lauren.
I can't remember. Does that come in multiple languages?
The IPM, the question was, is the IPM kiosk available in multiple languages? And actually, one of the things I'm proud to say is that yes, it is. Not many of the materials that we have been translated. Those that have been translated have typically just been translated into Spanish. But one of the things that we were able to do with the IPM kiosk is to translate all of that information into Spanish. So it not only makes the information available on the screen in Spanish, but we took it one step further and have those quick tip cards that it prints out that someone can take with available in Spanish as well. Other basic equipment that we have available: tables, chairs, tablecloths, easels, tip card stands, promotional items, things like the pest wheels, magnifiers, fly swatters, measuring scoops, things that you can take with you to an Ask a Master Gardener booth or an event or an activity to use as a reward for those folks that come to one of your workshops, or to use to entice folks to come into your Ask a Master Gardener booth when we're out at the San Diego County Fair, or you're doing something for Earth Day or whatever it may be. So we have that information available, or those items available for you as well. We do have vehicles that are available for you to use. In our office, we've got a van, we've got several trucks, and we've got a couple Escape Explorer type vehicles. Those are all available for you as a Master Gardener to use in the activities that you'll be doing. And a perfect example is coming up this weekend with the seminar. We need vehicles to transport plants and people around, and we're going to be using 4 of those vehicles to transport plants to the seminar, to move equipment around and whatnot. You all have access to that. And as a Master Gardener, you have the ability to check that out on limited use, because these vehicles are used by our office as well. But you do have the ability to check that out as a Master Gardener and use it. Let's say you wanted to take a group of 5 people up to a workshop that was taking place in Orange County. Instead of using your vehicles or 5 different vehicles, you could check out our van and all of you could go together. So we have that available as well. And then we also have 2 Watershed models that were purchased through our Healthy Garden, Healthy Home program, that are wonderful teaching tools at not only community events, but also at school garden activities, to really teach people about a watershed and how water moves through the watershed, and how important it is for us to be aware of what we put into the watershed and how it can actually move and affect other things within our watershed. So we've got those materials available to folks as well. We've got lots of meeting space available, both in our office, which is reserved exclusively for our office, which includes the Master Gardener program, a conference room and a library for meeting spaces. And then we also have access to the facility here. The only thing with that is that if there's something that you need here, or that you would like to have access on this facility, you need to come through us to get it. It's not something that you can go directly to the county and sign up this training room. But we do have access to this, and it is something that's provided to us free of charge from the county. So we're not looking at any fee that would be associated with it. We do have storage available. It's becoming less and less. But we still do have storage located on the first floor of our office that we can keep things at, whether it's on a short-term basis, you're collecting things for a plant sale, you're collecting things for a green elephant sale, or a long-term basis we need to store the treasurer's documents for the Master Gardener Association. We can utilize this facility to take advantage of that. And I throw the kitchen in there just because I want to make sure that folks are aware that we do have that kitchen/break room that's in our office that is available for Master Gardeners to use. And typically that would happen when you were working on the hotline, or you were there for a meeting, but we do want to make sure that folks know that is available for you to use. And we do welcome you to come in and participate in that. Now, in all of these facilities that we have in our main office, we do have Wi-Fi capability. It's done through UCSD as a guest. And has anybody used the Wi-Fi? No? If you're ever there and you need to get it for your portable devices, it's available to you. It's not restricted. It's you just need to go in and sign up for UCSD guest and check a box, and you're set into it. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the resources that the Master Gardener Association and the UC Master Gardener program have available to us for Master Gardeners. Many of you have already, if not all of you, have already done some time in the hotline, and as part of the hotline, we do have a resource library that's included in there. We're always looking for suggestions, recommendations of additional publications that we may not have at this point that you think might be a good addition to our resource. We, as years have gone by, we continue to collect information that we feel is relevant and put it in what the coordinators of the hotline lovingly call the big white binder. So that's a wonderful resource guide that we have available. And then we also have, in that room, we have the information available for the school garden committee. And this actually takes the form of two different things. One of them is the curriculum that's available for the school garden committees to take out to their sites. And we have that information in there as well. In addition to that, we have reference books that are available for the school garden committee that are housed in that facility as well. As I mentioned before, we've got equipment not only that's purchased through our office, but we also have things that the Master Gardener Association has purchased that are housed, some on-site, some on our off-site. For those of you who don't know, we do have an off-site storage that been purchased by the Master Gardener Association that is over by what used to be the Harley Davidson.
It's by the,
is there Hampton?
yes.
It's at the corner of Claremont Mesa and 163, that area, that self-storage that's over there. We have a real nice self-storage area over there. Once again, the Master Gardener Association has a grouping of laptops, portable projectors, speakers available. We even have slide projectors. It's been a while since they've been used. The one person that used it, we've actually kind of moved her into doing PowerPoint presentations, which is kind of neat. We have 3 different websites that are available, and I'll just go a little bit more in detail on those in a few minutes, but we have the Master Gardener website, our .org website. We have an internal website that's really targeted just for our membership, and then we have the portal, which I'm going to talk to you about in a few seconds and give you a little bit more information about some of the things that are available in the portal for you as a Master Gardener. Now, within our office, we also have a cubicle that's available for Master Gardeners to do work. We've got it set up like an office. It's got an Apple desktop computer. It's got a phone, lots of space to do work, so that if you're either in the office and need to have a meeting space, but you don't want to take up a conference room or a library, that's a wonderful space to use. Or if you're at the office and you're in between meetings and you have some time that you want to work on a specific project, that's a great place to go, and it was set aside by our office specifically for the Master Gardeners to use. As all of you are aware, we have exhibits and resources that are located on the first floor of our office that were developed by our new exhibit design committee that address things like native plants, butterflies, citrus, and the list goes on. There's 9 of them. We also have a speakers bureau that's available through the Master Gardener program, and there's probably, and I'm going to be guessing on this, but there's probably about 20 to 24 Master Gardeners that are official members of our Speakers Bureau that are listed on our website with their expertise and the topics that they use when they go out and they talk in the community. That is a wonderful resource for you to use as for the activities that you may want to do in the community, but don't feel that you have that specific expertise. You can take advantage of that through our Master Gardener Speakers Bureau. In addition to that 20 or 24 individuals that are official members, we've got another 40 or so that have been set up or 40 or so that participate in an informal basis. And that information is really kind of coordinated by our Speakers Bureau coordinators, Linda Stewart and John Lewis, and they would be able to help you get connected to those individuals. Educational handouts, all the documents that are available through the University of California, the pest notes, the quick tip cards, the horticultural guides on citrus, on tomatoes, on veggies, all that information is available in our office. And in addition to that, we spent time going out into the community looking for materials that we feel would be useful for master gardeners as they're going out and doing activities. Things like Don't Plant a Pest brochure, or the Nifty 50 brochure by the San Diego County Water Authority. Those types of documents that we feel would be useful for you all to have access to. We bring that information in and store it in our office so that when you're putting together an activity, an event, program, it's kind of like one-stop shopping for you. The garden clippings, you all have been, everybody's receiving the garden clippings, right? Our monthly newsletter. It's a wonderful resource about what's going on in our membership. And then the next one I put on is our membership itself. And actually through an effort that Ray is going to be doing as our new member at large, I think we're going to make the access to the information about our membership a little bit more available to you as a master gardener, and putting together a database that's going to look at the interests that master gardeners have, the abilities, the skills that master gardeners have, and then the different activities that people are involved with in the community, and to have that as more of a coordinated database, so you'll be able to go in and search that and say, I need to get information on X, Y, or Z, and find individuals that may be able to help you with that topic or that project. And our communications committee is looking at also developing a resource of photo files for us to have for whatever it may be, whether it's flyers you're creating, a PowerPoint you're putting together, whatever visual needs you may have, so that we've got kind of a one-stop shopping for those visual needs as well. Okay, so now let's talk about our website. Now, has everybody been to this website?
Yes.
This is our .org website. This is the website that. Yes, Judy?
While you're here, I'm just reminding you to do the Amazon button.
To do the.
Amazon button.
Oh, thank you. This is the site that we probably, and we're a little bit different than any other Master Gardener program in the state of California. And you all realize that, right?
Yes.
That we have a Master Gardener Association that is a 501c3 organization, and not many other organizations. In fact, I think there's only one that actually went through the support group process in addition to us that have done that. Because of that, that enables us to have a site that is a little bit different than what our UC site is. And this was created many years ago by Master Gardeners, and it's our view to the public. It includes things like our frequently asked question, our Speakers Bureau information, our school garden requests, our community garden requests, other resources that we have available. But then also, we have a program that helps benefit us financially. And does everybody know about our Amazon.com? So anybody doesn't? Go ahead, you can put your hand up. Okay, so there's enough. If you look here, this button right here, it's a program that is it called Amazon Affiliates?
Smile.
No,
Amazon
it's
Smile.
not Smile.
It's not Smile. It's not a Smile program. We actually get a higher percentage of revenue from the program that we have, and I think it's called Amazon Affiliates. If you click on there, it'll tell you what it's called. But by doing that, anything that anybody buys through Amazon, our association gets a percentage back, and depending on what people.
It's about 7%.
It's about 7%, but it really varies. It's depending on what you purchase and the quantity you purchase and whatnot. But it's a wonderful passive income source for our program. So I'm supposed to remind you of that. Now, in addition to that, when you're out in the community, folks are going to probably ask you, I'd like to find out about when's your next seminar? When's the next time you're going to have a Master Gardener class? The best thing for us to do for them is to keep them connected to our organization, not only about those activities, but the other types of activities that we do, is to get on our electronic mailing list. And so if they click on that little Go Green button that's up there, they'll be automatically taken into our electronic newsletter, which is how we do our notification about the different activities that are happening within the Master Gardener program. So that's a real good one for folks to know about. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So with the Amazon, are the Master Gardeners the only one that can sign up for that, or can you ask friends to?
That's a great question. The question was, are the Master Gardeners the only people that can sign up for the Amazon Affiliates program? Absolutely not. That probably is one of the best things that we can do to help somebody passively support our organization, is to have friends, family, anybody that you know that does a lot of shopping at Amazon, myself included. I have a list at home of about 5 things I'm waiting for. When is the new Murdoch series going to come out? Oh, by the way, Bob, remind me to talk to you. Do you know Dr. Mr. Selfridge?
Yes.
Okay, then don't remind me to talk to you about it. Murdoch's coming out just before my birthday, August 10th. I've already pre-purchased it, so I'm going to be watching it for my birthday. Paul?
Just to be clear, it doesn't have to be related to master gardening or anything.
No, it had the Amazon.com, the Amazon affiliates has absolutely nothing to do with Master Gardener program, gardening activities. You can go on, and the other day I bought those Chinese noodles because I couldn't find them in any store. Association would get a percentage of that. You go on and you buy a printer. Association gets a percentage of that. Yeah. It's passive. It's a wonderful way for us to support our organization and for the communities to support us. Judy.
It's very easy to make a bookmark on on the website, Internet Explorer or something. Or it's also, you can put a shortcut on your browser, or a shortcut on your screen in your phone. And some people like Ray and Gail Sims, they sign their emails, and there's a tiny URL right on it, so people can use that to just click on it. So there's lots of ways to get that message out, and we get pretty good.
That kind of shortcut in there.
URL, not URL.
Okay. Now that's our main website. The next website that I want to talk to, which is part of that, but is actually part that, although it's really not private because anybody can get into it, but it's the internal part of our Master Gardener website, and that's basically when you put our web address down, mastergardenersd.org/internal, it takes you to this section here, and this is where we can sign up for field trips. If you're a coordinator of an event or an activity, there are areas that actually are secure that you need to have password information to get into. So those folks that are working with school gardens or with community gardens or with our seminars can access that information. But that's the information that's housed here. There's a listing of all our Master Gardener exhibits. So if you forget about, do we have a tomato or a citrus or all of those are listed there, and they provide you pictures of them. We have one of our Master Gardeners who's has since passed away, but he was an incredible part of our program. Mort Brigadier created a document called the Hotline Helper. Has anybody used the Hotline Helper? No. Go to our internal. Use this as your homework. Go to the internal website. That'll be good just to be able to find that, and then click on the Hotline Helper. And what he's done is he's cross-referenced University of California publications that deal with specific topics as a resource for you when you're working on the hotline or doing an Ask a Master Gardener with those types of activities. So check this out. It's a great resource for you as Master Gardeners. Okay, Bob.
Ask you to call attention to the plant tag.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point. We'll go back to that.
It's very slick.
Everybody needs to write this down in their diary that Scott said that Bob made a good point. See where this little arrow is? Joe Bolt, our webmaster, put that in when people said that they couldn't find that plant tag thing. It's not there. He put it for activities like our plant sale that's going to be coming up as part of the spring seminar, or our plant sale that Karen and Bob are going to be co-coordinating in October. When you propagate plants and you want to bring them as part of our plant sale, we want to have that information tag on it as well. And this is where you can go put that information in, and we can print out plant tags for you to put in the plants that you then bring, so that we have everything identified properly. So we're not in a position like what Don was talking about earlier, where the landscaper bought the wrong, had the wrong trees delivered. Okay. Now let's go to the portal. The UC, now, how many of you have spent any time at the portal? A couple of people. How about the VMS? People go to the VMS. Okay, go to the portal too, because there's some services here that are available through the University of California that I think that you'll find real helpful. And one of them is our repository, and that's a listing of documents and photographs that have been developed by the University of California, and you basically put in a term, Argentine ant, it'll bring up everything that the university has, whether it's and then you can narrow it. I only want to have documents, I only want to have photos, that kind of stuff. So it's a great resource for you to get information, and anything that's on that you're able to utilize as part of your work as a master gardener. So it's information that's available to you. Now, depending on the resolution that you want and some of the photos, you may need to have to do one step further and ask the librarian to send you that higher res photo, but it's information that's available to us. There's another program that's, I think, is probably one of the most underused programs or services that we have, and it's this lynda.com, and it's a wonderful online learning service that's available to you as master gardeners to take courses in all kinds, computer programs and just all kinds of different things. So take a look at that and just see what's available to you as a master gardener. Okay, and then over here, if you get here and you're stuck and you need to get the VMS, we got a link that takes you on to our local master gardener VMS site, which is the site that we have right here. You've all been on this. A couple things that I just want to make sure that folks are aware of. All our I shouldn't say all, but we try to get as many, if not all, of our master gardener forms available on on this page under documents and presentations. Our newsletters are listed here. This is where we have the quick link to your Master Gardener training class website. There's a quick link to the repository. The information in the center is populated by our State Master Gardener office, so it's good current information about things that would be relevant to you as a Master Gardener. This is also where you would log in your hours. So that's some great information. That's what at this point, what I'm going to do now is move into some of the services or the departments that we have available through the County of San Diego. And many of these you've already been exposed to, so we'll go through them fairly quickly, but I just want to once again remind you that you have these services available to you, and make sure that you do, through that handout and through the PowerPoint presentation, have access to them. Probably the department that we work with the most is the Department of Ag Weights and Measures, those folks that are right across the parking lot from us. They are the regulatory component of the work that we do in agriculture in the community. We're not a regulatory, we're an educational component, but we both do really work very well, I think, hand in hand. As you all remember, we had an absolutely wonderful presentation by our county plant pathologist, Pat Nolan. And we've got Pat's website here. She's got a wonderful video that talks about her lab. In addition to that, information about how to submit samples. So make sure that this is another great site to be aware of. The same thing on the entomology side. Dr. Tracy Ellis, which is our county entomologist, has a website where she looks at current issues with regards to, related to entomology, invasive insects that are coming in. The bee situation is going to be very prominent in her website over the next year or so. It's a great place to go to get current information about what's going on in the county with regards to entomology. There's a wildlife services program. The one thing that I typically say about this, and this is that there typically are fees involved with this. The other activities for the plant pathology and the entomology department, those are services that are provided to the community free of charge. If there's an issue where somebody needs to have assistance with wildlife issues, there's typically fees involved with that. But you can take a look at that website just to get more information on that. And then, as I think we had an absolutely stellar program this year from our vector control program with regards to the county's vector control activities with the rat program, the mosquito program, that information. This is a wonderful website to once again become familiar with and be able to utilize that information as you're extending or in communicating with folks out in the community. And I want to address a question that Linda brought up a little bit earlier with regards to our role as master gardeners and how we extend what my expectation, I guess, is with regards to how you extend information to the community. And let's say somebody calls in the Master Gardener hotline and or comes to an Ask a Master Gardener booth and they have a specific question that they ask you. Your role as a Master Gardener is to answer that question. Now, we may need to do some research behind it, but your role is to give that person an answer to the question that they've asked. In addition to that, what I would encourage you to do is to also give that person the information about how you got that answer. If it's another county department that you want to share that information with them, or it's information that we brought off of our Master Gardener website or off the UCIPM website, share that information with them. Because then you're not only giving them the answer to the specific question that they asked, but you're also giving them access to a resource that can help them answer any future questions or any additional research, additional information they may want to have about that specific question. So I strongly encourage folks to do that, as opposed to the other side of it being calling somebody asking you a question and then you giving them the name of a department where they can then make another phone call to get that information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I think they'll be very appreciative to that as well. Okay. A program that I referred to a little bit indirectly is our Watershed Protection Program. Marcia Cook, who is probably one of the biggest advocates for the San Diego County Master Gardeners, is our contact, the lead person out of the Watershed Protection Program, at least that we deal with, and they work with water issues and watershed issues and water quality issues with regard in the community. And the Healthy Garden, Healthy Home program, some of you may have seen that I've done the workshops on ants, on how to grow a salsa garden, on how to grow your own food. Those IPM kiosks, those were all developed as part of the Watershed, or as part of the Healthy Garden, Healthy Home program, which has been sponsored by the Watershed Protection Program in the County of San Diego since 2005. And it's actually, which I'm kind of proud of this, it's the one program that has continued to be funded fully by the County of San Diego that addresses these types of issues. And it's because of the support of Marcia and her staff that we're able to do that. So it's a great resource, lots of good information. Take a look at the County of San Diego's Watershed Protection website. And if you ever get a chance to actually sit down and talk to Marcia Cook, I don't know if she's going to be coming to the spring seminar this year or not. She was last year. But she's a great person to get connected to. So those are the county and our local University of California resources. Now let's move on to some of the other resources that we have locally. And I think it's real important for me to give the message out that there are a lot of resources available to us in the County of San Diego that are very credible resources that we should be taking advantage of. And not only does that create a relationship between them supporting our program, but it gets those individuals and those departments, those programs, aware of the types of activities that we do so they can support us as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the other educational institutions, some of the horticultural programs, environmental and conservation programs, water programs that deal with water, landscape, and agriculture. So that's kind of what we want to cover over in the next group of activities. And the first couple are the community college districts, or the community college programs that we have here in San Diego County. And we are extremely fortunate to have as many strong community college programs that deal with horticultural issues. Cuyamaca College has a wonderful ornamental horticulture program. Miracosta College has it's a horticultural, make sure horticultural department. Many of the advisors that work through our office, folks like, gosh, they're probably all retired now. Gary Bender, y'all knew Gary Bender, actually teach on faculty. The person who I use to help teach the Healthy Garden, Healthy Home programs is on faculty at Miracosta. You all met Claire Erlinger, one of the instructors that we had on soil for our new class. It's a very positive, strong working relationship. Southwestern College has a program on landscape and nursery technology, and one of the horticultural jewels of San Diego County is the South Bay Botanic Garden. And it's an incredible demonstration site that we can use, or that we can help promote to the community so that the community takes advantage of that resource. That's what I wanted to say. When I look at educational type activities that we have, or educational support that we have throughout the county, the Mission Resource Conservation District and the Resource Conservation District of Greater San Diego are wonderful resources. They have libraries, they help support our school garden programs, they do online workshops, and they provide soil and water conservation assistance. So it's a wonderful resource for us to connect with regards to those issues of both soil and water conservation in San Diego County. And then, of course, we have the San Diego County Water Authority and all the work that the Water Authority does to help support the community in living in a very difficult climate, difficult drought situation, but still being able to be productive with regards to our landscapes. The San Diego Water Authority is a wonderful resource for us. They do education and outreach. They have online resources. They have a speakers bureau. They have a landscape water calculator on the website. It's just a real stellar program and something that we definitely want to take advantage of. Probably one of the most popular brochures that we have that goes through our office is the Nifty 50 of the water-wise plants that are available, or that was created by the San Diego County Water Authority. San Diego County Farm Bureau, once again, it's a wonderful resource for us with regards to horticultural issues. There's an incredible relationship that's been created between the San Diego County Farm Bureau and Extension, so much so that, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be looking at having an office in their new facility up in Escondido. But they also put on a lot of educational activities that are related to the commercial agriculture, but the things that are relevant to the work that we do as master gardeners and care of plants. And they're also a wonderful connection to the farmers markets here in San Diego County. So that's once again is a great resource there.
I'm going to try qualify for a second useful comment at this point. You can join the Farm Bureau, it's about $15 a year, very inexpensive. And for that, you get a free subscription to Edible San Diego, as well as they have other field trips, other programs, which are waiting for a very modest charge at this point. So it's a nice resource to take advantage of.
Yeah, Bob would want point number 2. And I believe, I'm probably going to butcher the name on it, but it's Friend of the Farmer program is what Bob is referring to. So you don't have to be actually a commercial agricultural grower or commodity raiser, but you can support the work that they do by becoming a friend of the farm, friend of the Farm Bureau, friend of the farmer. And as Bob said, and as I mentioned earlier, they do have some wonderful trips and activities that they put on. The Solana Center. When you talk about composting in San Diego County, who's the expert? We have to take our hats off to the Solana Center. We have to thank them for the wonderful work that they do with regards to educating the community about composting, and we need to embrace, like we do, that relationship. We brought in the folks from the Solana Center specifically to work with you on composting issues because we know they are the experts in San Diego County. So it's a wonderful resource, and we need to make sure that the community knows they're there as well. Urban Forestry Program, Tree San Diego. Don mentioned this a little bit earlier. Our own Robin Rebay is one of the forces behind this program. There's the San Diego Tree Tracker. We just had a workshop, I shouldn't say we, they just had a workshop with regards to the development of that program. It's when you're looking at urban forestry and what can be done to help protect the urban forest, this is a wonderful resource. Professional Tree Care Association of San Diego County, and this actually relates back to, or will relate to a website that I'll put in a little bit later, but quite often we get calls about folks that they need assistance with, you know, hiring an arborist or hiring somebody to take care of their trees. And as you all know, we can't give commercial recommendations, but what we can do is refer them to organizations that will provide them with those individuals that have been certified within our county to deal with those issues. And then that, in addition to a few tools that we have on how to properly hire somebody to work on your property is a wonderful, wonderful resource. The Professional Tree Care Association of San Diego County and the International Society of Arborists are two great resources for us to utilize when folks are looking and really in need of somebody to help them with their tree care issues.
They have, if you go on their website, they have wonderful seminars. They really, and it's not just for arborists, it's really informative seminars they have.
Lauren was saying that if you go on their website, and all of the websites that I've given you, these are organizations, they're not just websites, but all of the websites that I've given you have listing of their types of activities out in the community, and these are the types of continuing education projects or programs that I encourage all of you to be involved with if it's an area of your interest, and to help share their information with folks in the community. So thank you for saying that, appreciate it. Another jewel we have here in San Diego County, the San Diego Botanic Garden. We all experienced it just a few weeks ago under the direction of Mo and Linda. It's a wonderful resource that we have in San Diego County for horticultural information. Same thing can be said with the Water Conservation Garden at Cuyamaca College, especially looking at the relationship that's been created between these two organizations in our office. We actually had a research project, the Arboretum All-Stars, where we were looking at, this was a program conducted by the University of California, Davis, was conducted throughout the state to look at plants and how plants did in different areas so that we could make recommendations, make plant list recommendations to folks in the community. And both Cuyamaca, or the Water Conservation Garden, and Quail were on board to help support that activity. allowed us to come into their facility, to put those plants out, to bring master gardeners on a regular basis, to collect that data, to create those lists. So it's a great, a wonderful relationship that's been created within our organization and those organizations. San Diego Natural History Museum, once again, is a wonderful resource. San Diego Zoological Society, you know, it's the premier in the world. And we have it here in San Diego to take advantage of. Some of the organizations that are out there that are involved with our horticultural groups and gardening clubs I want to talk about now, and the importance of not only supporting them, but also helping spread the word about their activities to those folks that we become involved with. Because by making those organizations, those garden clubs, those associations stronger, we're just going to benefit the gardening community as a whole in San Diego County. The San Diego Hort Society has a wonderful newsletter, Let's Talk Plants, specific for your knowledge and for your future education as master gardeners. Typically, every year, all of the educational activities that take place at the Hort Society's monthly meeting are approved for CE units as a master gardener. And depending on who the presenter is, they may also qualify as University of California credit as well. The person's a master gardener, or if it's a UC advisor type. The San Diego Floral Association has a wonderful magazine, California Garden, as well. And the San Diego Floral Association also has a library, a resource library that's available at Balboa Park between Mondays. It's open Mondays through Fridays from 10 to 3. So that's once again a great resource for us to have available to us. And we, as a Master Gardener Association, are part of a larger organization called the California Garden Clubs. This is California Garden Clubs throughout the state of California. Our local district is the Palomar District, and we're an affiliate member of that organization. But it's one of those, the membership in the Palomar District is important for us as Master Gardeners to know, so that when we're interacting with the public and somebody is showing a passion for maybe a specific commodity or live in a specific area of the community, that we can direct them to garden clubs or commodity organizations, the Orchid Society, that type of thing, so that they can be involved and get more information on the specific area that they're passionate about. So once the Palomar District is our connection into that, and we've been, Meredith French is our representative that has done a wonderful job representing the Master Gardeners. We actually sponsored their quarterly meeting this last September, October in Balboa Park. Had a wonderful presentation by Nancy Carter, who presented at the Master Gardener meeting a few months ago as well. The San Diego Botanic Garden Foundation is that organization within the Balboa Park that we're members of, and that allows us to have access to the facility that we do our monthly meeting at. So by supporting that organization and the different, once again, garden groups that are within that program. Anyway, it's a program that we benefit from specifically with regards to being able to have access to Balboa Park. Okay, now if we want to go into the statewide resources that we have available, I'm going to flip through those a little bit quick because I think you've already had some exposure to it. And once again, I just want to remind everyone that this information is on that sheet, so that you'll have that for your future reference. The UC IPM website, it's our go-to place for University of California information. In addition, this is where you would go to find any of the quick tip cards, the pest notes, current information about what's taking place in California with regards to integrated pest management. If you have an issue on a specific pest or a specific disease, typically, if you go to the UCIPM website, you'll be able to find that information and on how to deal with that situation and done in an integrated pest management method. Now, in addition to that, they've created a specific entry into the UCIPM website, and they've curtailed it so that it really brings the information that you as master gardeners would be most likely to use in the Master Gardener page. And the website is included on, or the web address is included on that handout that I gave. But once again, it's the UCIPM information that's going to be most relevant to residential, horticultural, non-commercial pest information. As part of the statewide program, we are members of the University Statewide Master Gardener Program, and they have a website as well, so you as Master Gardeners can go onto that, and there's information about not only educational activities, but also what's going on in other parts of the state, so you can connect with Master Gardeners that are in other parts of California. They also have, as part of their website, a great resource called the California Garden Web, and this is once again is a wonderful resource with regards to horticultural information. And as you can see right now, one of the current things that they're looking at is information on the drought and drought issues related to irrigation and drought issues with regards to gardening. As many of you know, the University of California has many publications that are available. Some for free, some for purchase. They're all listed here at the UC A&R catalog. This is an online catalog. You can go and download any of the free publications that you're interested in. One of the, what I think probably is one of the best, most colorful composting brochures is available through this website. But in addition to that, anything that we have that's available for sale, you can purchase, or you can see through here. The one thing, and I think we've told you this before, but want to just remind everyone that as a UC Master Gardener, you're able to purchase any of the items that are on this website at a 40% discount. So that's nice if you see a publication that's $20 that you'd be able to go out and get it for $12. And I'll give you one more recommendation is that if you see something that you want, don't buy it from the website. Call Roland in our office. He'll order it for you, give you the discount, and we absorb the shipping costs. So you don't have to pay for shipping. The only thing you have to do is either pick it up at our office or call me and say, Scott, bring it to the next meeting, which I'll probably do.
I was wondering for the library that exists at the Master Gardener's office, how many publications from the A&R catalog are in, or is there a way to look up what's available from the library? Or like,
darn, that was an easy answer until you put that last bit in. With regards to the publications, the UCA&R publications that are available at our Master Gardener Library and a hotline office, just about everything that is appropriate for Master Gardeners has been purchased and put in that library. So all of that's there for you to come and take a look at. You can't check it out, but you can stay there in there and take a look at it. So if you'd like to preview something completely before you purchase it, that's a great thing to do. Do we have that on that library online? I don't think we.
Something's in the library. I guess that would be.
There's a Nora Weiner and Bev Vasconcelos have put together a listing of what we have in that office, but I don't think it's available online. So you'd actually have to come by and take a look at it. 10 minutes. Okay. So that's A&R catalog. The Center for Invasive Species Research, this is a website that's really centered out of UC Riverside, and this is a a website I would encourage you all to take a look at least once a month, if not more often than that, just to keep yourselves updated on the situation of the invasives that are coming in. Things like the brown marmorated stink bug that we talked about earlier today, Asian citrusillid and long bing. Any updates in research or in the situation of how things are in California would be included in this website. So it's a good one for you to be checking back to at least monthly, so that you're on at least have the most current information available to you when you go out to the public and somebody comes and asks you about these questions. Now, some other statewide resources. California Department of Food and Ag. Okay, the California Department of Food and Ag, if you go on their website, they've got great information about plant health and tips on cultural practices. There's a section on quarantines, so any current quarantines that we may have in the state of California are going to be listed there. And they're also going to target any, especially the invasive pests and diseases that we may be currently dealing with in California will be listed there as well. The California Department of Pesticide Regulation is a wonderful place for us to go to get additional information about any type of pesticide information. There's a wonderful database there that you can search by active ingredient, you can search by the product name, whatever it may be. You can, the pest that you're looking at controlling, it's a wonderful resource to go to start to give you that information. It's huge. I'll warn you that right now is that it's a lot of information, but it is a really good database and something that's definitely an asset to your work as a master gardener. When you get that tough question about, I'd like to take care of this pest problem on this plant, but I want the least toxic. You go to this website and it'll give you that information. It'll be the correct information. The California Citrus Research Board, and this is Asian citrusillid and long bing. This is a commercial site, but we all know, we've all heard that the residential community is also going to be impacted greatly by Asian citrusillid and long bing. And this site is doing, or this program, the California Citrus Research Board is pulling together that information that's being created by the state and by the University of California and putting it out for the public to be aware of it. So it's a great resource. The California Invasive Plant Council, looking at invasive plants within California, and lists of not only what the plants are, but then also alternatives that are available for those plants. The California Invasive Plants Inventory Database is a great resource for us to have. And one of our partners from the last plant sale that we did was the California Rare Fruit Growers, the local chapters here. Wonderful resource for information with regards to rare and exotic fruits, and fruit trees. Great information, and it's an organization that we draw on when we look at having presenters not only for our new classes and our seminars, but also for our monthly meetings. Then if we look at some of the national resources, USDA, we are part of the USDA, Cooperative Extension across the United States. The USDA is that national partner, the national partner being USDA, the state partner being the land grant institution, and the local partner being the county in which the office is housed. They have a wonderful, if you go under the topics area here, there's a wonderful section on plant health and great information on that that we would be able to use as master gardeners for the work that we do out in the community. Now, a lot of, probably one of the things that I hear, there's a lot of information that's out there, there's a lot of questions that are out there that haven't been addressed by the University of California. And so we're always looking for research-based information, especially when we're looking at new pests that are coming into California. A perfect example is the bagrata bug. Came into California several years back. When we were first starting to deal with it within the Master Gardener program, we really had no information with regards to how to deal with that pest or information we could provide with the community. But through a search of other cooperative extensions around the country, we were able to find information that was made available through cooperative extension in New Mexico that we were able to utilize until the university then started addressing the issue of that new invasive pest that came into California. So I say this by saying that if we look around the state, programs like Penn State, Texas A&M, University of Florida, New Mexico, these are extension programs that we can really draw information from. Now the one thing that I would say is that we need to be aware of the environmental differences. In something that may happen in Florida and how that would be interpreted in California. If it was in Pennsylvania, how is that going to be different from California? But it's research-based information that's been created by a land-grant institution, so it's information that I would encourage folks to make themselves aware of, and know that these programs have Master Gardener programs, they have 4-H youth programs, they have commercial agricultural programs just like we have here in our office. So it's a great relationship to develop. And so I've listed those, what I think are probably, and honest to God, I did this before Jen was hired here. The fact that she went to Penn State and she's from Florida, that has no influence of Penn State and Florida being in here. University of Arizona is another wonderful example of a great extension office that we can really rely on to expand the knowledge that we have. Now there's a program up in Oregon called the National Pesticide Information Center. It was developed by Oregon State with assistance from the US EPA, and also the University of California, Davis was extremely involved with the development of this program. Lots of great fact sheets and information about pesticides and pesticide safety. So this is a great place to go to get information. And one of the things that I think is really kind of neat how they've created it is they have a series that is for the layman, and then they have a series that's for somebody that wants a little bit more technical information. So you can look at getting that basic information, but then taking it further if you choose to do so. I mentioned the International Society of Arboriculture earlier. Great place to go to get recommendations of certified folks here locally in San Diego County. And then a wonderful resource that I always like to promote is the Sunset Western Garden Book. It's a great basic information about a lot of the plants and the cultural practices that are necessary for those plants. And so that's a great resource for us to use as well, and it's something that a lot of folks will, it's a great resource because the folks in the community will know Sunset Garden Book, and they'll see that as a credible resource, so we can use that, and people, and it is indeed so. Now the last thing I want to do is just, I guess, reinforce what we talked a little bit about earlier today. And when I did this program 2 years ago, this slide was actually listed with a bunch of different apps of different things that were coming out that would help us as master gardeners. Almost every one of those apps is gone. So there are good resources that are out there, but my challenge to you is for us to look at the quality of the materials that we're using, and make sure that if we're using anything that's non-university, I'm not saying University of California, but non-university supported, that it's information that is supported with research. As Jim was saying a few weeks ago, there's a lot of bad science out there, so there's a lot of good science out there. Our role, when we're looking at some of those alternative ways of providing information to the public, is to make sure that those sources that we extend to them represent good science, incredible information. Okay? And I think that's it for me. I'd like to see any questions.